So I got this requested video topic from a guy struggling in a situation with a slightly older woman. So let's hop right into this, see if we can help him out. Early 30s, struggling to find some help with the situation. I've been watching all your videos and be grateful for some advice. I've been dating a woman who is, I'm going to call it 6 years older. Okay. We get along perfectly, clicked more than any woman I've ever dated, including the woman I was engaged to. She obviously is on a short timeline for having kids. And after brackets, he's like, very, very short. She's been married in her 20s and got divorced. So I'm assuming she had no kids from that marriage. And then in her early 30s, she also separated from an engagement. She has a lot of emotional baggage from past relationships, which has caused bad anxiety. She has tried to end her life twice. The second time with me when I tried to break up with her for the first time several months back. Luckily, she survived. I sincerely believe, or perhaps naively, she has done the work on herself. She's very open about everything, and we click and have the best sexual chemistry along with shared interests, etc. She's really beautiful, amazing, blah, blah, blah. Here's his thing. So I just struggle with her health. She also has an autoimmune disease and pops a pill for every headache, sore gut, and she can't sleep, etc. Where I am also very pro-natural, pro-health, etc. So this guy's on a totally different spectrum. Also, a big issue for me was whether true or not is that she's vaccinated and I am not, which I have big concerns with, and also in regards to having children with somebody who's vaccinated. She had already had a miscarriage once and had her eggs frozen. Oh boy. I could say I'm in love with her, but I just can't stop the anxiety I feel about her health, kids scenarios, which is important to me. I appreciate your opinion. Such a wonderful woman. I'm really torn about what to do. How long have these people been dating? What do we got here? We got a lady with the baby rabies. What is baby rabies? Well, that's when a woman has a addiction to babies. And it's usually because she wasted her 20s doing other things when she's more fertile and her body's in far better condition to carry a child to term. And for those of you that might be younger watching this right now, if you don't understand the concepts, it's quite simple. When you start dealing with older women, or women as you get older and you date women around your same age, let's say if you're in your 30s like this guy, in this case, she's several years older than him, 6 years older, then they start looking at stats, they look around at their friends, they understand that the longer they wait, the greater the chance it is of them having miscarriages, high-risk pregnancies, complications, kids on the spectrum. All of those things go up as you get older. The best time for women to have children is in their early 20s. It's when they're most fertile, and that's when they're most capable of bearing and raising kids, and they've got technically the resources and the health to do so. But like all women have been told, for decades now, go chase the corporate career, get the degree, frame it in mahogany, put it on the wall, be a boss bitch, bad bitch, and all that sort of thing. So I've often told guys this, and I get flack for it, is I say things like, look, guys, don't let her make her problems your problem. Guys, if you want to have kids, there's 8 billion people on the planet. Half of them are women. You've got at least 4 billion women. You're telling me that you've got to narrow right down to this one that's 6 years older than you, with anxiety, with health issues, that pops pills for everything under the sun, has taken an untested, vaccination that nobody even knows has any kind of long-term consequences. There's all these things that are like this vortex of bullshit that is spiraling around this guy's head, and his intuition, his gut, if you will, is telling him, well, hold on a sec, bub. You sure you want to have a kid with this one? It looks like it might be problems. Look, if you're not sure about somebody and your gut is warning you about it, that's a pretty good indication that you shouldn't mess with it. And if you need further encouragement or enlightenment, if you will, go sit in a family courtroom where a couple is going through the divorce for an hour or two one afternoon and just see how men get treated in family court. Because if you're planning on having kids, which is what this lady wants, I mean, she's frozen her eggs, she's bugging you about it, she's probably sitting there looking at her calendar going, oh, there goes another egg sort of thing. Oh, there goes another egg this month sort of thing. And she wants to have kids. She's trying to make her problem your problem. She's trying to rush it on you. She's trying to cram it down your throat. And situations like that don't end very well, because what often happens to a lot of these guys is they have the kid or the kids with her, they develop that relationship, and then at some point she realizes, I don't need this guy anymore. I got what I want. And then she understands family law, which is generally quite helpful to women. I mean, it's been designed to protect them and to make sure that they have optimal resources at the expense of the father. I've talked to thousands of fathers now over the years, private consults, publicly calling into my shows, which have expressed over and over again, if they could go back in time, they wouldn't have done it. Or they would have picked a more suitable mother for their kids. Guys, the first thing that's wrong with the situation is he's dating an older chick. The second thing is that she has emotional baggage. Should I keep going? Been married once, divorced, been engaged, that didn't work out, has had miscarriages, has health issues, pops pills for everything, takes untested, experimental drugs just because the government says on TV, oh, you should take this because it'll protect you. There's a lot of problems going on with this. And like I like to tell guys, it's got more red flags than a Chinese Communist parade. But do guys listen to me? Generally not. They're going to go and do what they want to do anyway. They're going to go and do what, the lady in their life encourages them to do. And unfortunately, it doesn't work out well. Let's talk about frame again, because I feel like I have to talk about this quite often in many of the videos. In every relationship, one person enters the other person's frame. In this scenario, the way that you're describing it, you've got a chick that's older than you with anxiety, with health problems, that doesn't live a lifestyle that you necessarily agree with, as far as self-care goes. And you're trying to rationalize in your head through this, you caffeinate the hamster and it's running around at 1,000,000 miles an hour trying to convince you, oh, just pick this one, everything will be fine, you can figure it out. Whether you're playing Captain Save-A-Ho in your head or you've got some other idealistic ideas going on in there, trying to dismiss all of these red flags that are popping up. There's literally more red flags here than Mao's Chinese Communist parade, but you're just like, it's all in front of you and you're just like, I'm gonna look this way, right? Do it, do it if you want, but the end results, I've seen it happen. I've seen this movie before. I know how it ends. I know there's going to be guys in the comments right now chiming in going, yep, this is exactly my story. This is how it ended for me, blah, blah, blah. And, you may or may not want to read it or hear it, but the fact still remains is you're essentially inviting chaos into your life. And it's beyond me why guys still continue to invite chaos and nightmares into their lives when they should realistically be keeping them at arm's length. A lady like this, the way that you describe her, to me, if I was in your situation, would just be somebody that you would be dating or friends with benefits. If she wants to have kids, let her find some other chump to go and do that with. Your great sexual chemistry, have fun with it, but that is not going to last forever, I can tell you right now. Because if her primary objective, which if you can't see it, is as obvious as daylight to me, I mean, a woman that freezes her eggs is essentially telling you, hey buddy, my main goal in life is to have baby or babies, okay? She doesn't really care who it's with, as long as she can tick off that box and the guy that she's with is as close as possible to good father stock, right? But I digress. Most of you dudes aren't going to listen. This guy's probably going to go and do what he wants anyway. But the fact remains, fellas, this inner thing within your gut, within your chest, within that little voice that you hear within your ear that's saying, hey buddy, you sure you want to do this? Here's all the red flags. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up on that note. I don't need to bark on about it too much, to be honest with you, but I want you guys to contemplate that inner voice, that gut, that warning sign that you're feeling. It's there telling you something to try to protect you from chaos. Believe it or not, your inner warning systems are there to detect these things and to warn you from it. The problem is most guys live in a scarcity mindset and they think to themselves, oh, this chick is pretty much perfect except for these 17 things that are potentially going to create a chaotic ending for you. I mean, what's the point in having kids if you end up like the vast majority of guys that go through the family court grinder, where you don't even get to see your kids, and all you see end up happening is your financial resources moving to her while she uses them to alienate you from parenting your own children. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.